This is about your face. Yes, your face. Everyone is talking about it. Why? Because heaven has marked you, and they see it even if you don't. Lean in, beloved. Don't miss this divine moment. This is not about vanity. This is about destiny. Slow your heart for a holy moment. Heaven is speaking now. This isn't self-exaltation. It's about the image of God shining through you. You carry imago Dei, and grace is breaking out on your countenance. Confer Genesis 1:27. You see, your face is not just skin and expressions. It is prophecy in motion. It is memory carved in bone. A heavenly message unfolding in real time. Every glance in the mirror wasn't random, it was preparation. God has been whispering to you through your reflection, and now the world is starting to notice what heaven already declared. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Psalm 34:5. That's you, radiant, unforgettable, marked. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. They talk about your presence, how the atmosphere shifts when you walk in. They don't have words for it, but they feel it. Your silence speaks. Your face carries the echo of eternity. You are not ordinary. You are recognized in the Spirit before you ever say a word. This radiance is not for performance but for purpose, so that others may see and turn their hearts to God. Some tried to dismiss you, others tried to forget you, but now they can't stop dreaming about the one they once ignored. Why? Because your face is a mirror of heaven's design. It holds weight, authority, grace, and glory. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Numbers 6:24-25. Heaven's shine is on your face, not to hide, not to dim, but to reveal. And as you behold his glory, you are being transformed from glory to glory. 2 Corinthians 3:18. You've endured battles, shed silent tears, held your head up through storms, and all along your face was storing every victory. Every scar now glows with purpose. What tried to break you became oil upon you. What burned you now becomes light for others. The world is watching because heaven is unveiling, and now is your time. So, I ask you, are you ready to walk in what God has placed on you? If you feel this word, type Amen in the comments as a bold declaration that you see it, you believe it, and you receive it. Stay with me to the end, because we'll be closing with a powerful prayer that seals everything heaven just released. You were born to be seen. Heaven says so. Be seen so he may be known. There's a reason they keep talking about your face. Not just once, not in passing, over and over, quietly, curiously, reverently. And no, it's not about looks, it's about light. It's not about beauty, it's about being chosen. You may not have noticed it, but heaven has. And now the world is starting to see what has been true from the beginning. Your face carries a divine signature. Listen closely, beloved. What's happening right now is not random. This is not mere attention or passing admiration. This is divine timing intersecting with your identity. You walk into rooms and conversations shift. People glance and linger longer than they planned. Silence follows your presence, like something holy just entered the room, and they don't even know why. But heaven knows. Heaven orchestrated this moment long before you even understood what made you different. You weren't created to be overlooked. You were crafted for recognition. This is not about ego. It's not about trying to be seen. You didn't force this. You didn't manufacture this. In fact, you tried to hide it. But God says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I set you apart." Jeremiah 1-5. This is God's doing, and no man can shut the door He's opening. Your face carries something that cannot be copied. It's not makeup, it's not angles, it's not filters, it's presence, power, purpose. Your very countenance tells a story that captivates and convicts. Its stir of trials survived, of nights cried through, of prayers whispered in secret. It says, "This one has endured and still shines." When they scroll, they stop at your image without knowing why. Their spirit pauses, their hearts lean in, their curiosity turns into awe. And the reason is simple. Your face has been marked by the hand of God. Your countenance carries divine remembrance, an imprint of where you've been and who God is shaping you to become. People sense something ancient and holy resting on you. Even those who don't know God recognize that there's something about you that feels eternal. You carry unspoken prophecy in your expression. You hold memory in your eyes. You reflect what others have been searching for without even knowing it. And now, something is shifting. You've waited, you've watched, you've wondered if anyone would ever really see you, not the mask, not the surface, but the real you, the one who broke quietly and healed slowly, the one who smiled through storms and showed up anyway. And here comes the answer you didn't expect. They already see you. They've been seeing you. They just didn't know how to say it. But now, the murmurs are becoming mentions. The whispers are turning into invitations. Conversations in places you've never been are including your name. God is elevating your image into rooms you haven't even entered. And yet, people speak of you as if they've known you forever. Even those who have never met you feel an odd sense of recognition, as if their spirit remembers you from somewhere beyond time. They mention you in passing, not realizing heaven planted your name in their hearts before they ever saw your face. That's the mystery of heaven. It introduces you before you arrive. It announces your presence in the spirit before your feet ever touch the ground. Just as God sent word ahead of Joseph before he rose to power, just as David was anointed long before he sat on the throne, you are being spoken into destiny by forces you can't see but will soon experience. A person's gift makes room for them and brings them before the great. Proverbs 18:16. And your presence, your very face, is part of that gift. You may feel invisible at times, but you are not forgotten. Even in the silence, God has been establishing your visibility. Someone is remembering you. Someone is dreaming about you. Someone is watching without knowing why they're drawn to you. Because your face is doing more than showing up. It's revealing God's faithfulness. Every scar on your story, every shadow on your path, every light that ever flickered through the darkness, it's all etched there. Your face is testimony, and that's what they're responding to. That's what they can't scroll past. That's why they can't forget you. So when people try to replicate you, they fall short. When they try to mimic your glow, theirs fades fast. Because heaven's imprint can't be duplicated, what God has marked as authentic cannot be forged. And now, beloved, the shift has begun. You are being positioned for encounters that were prepared long before you ever asked. Windows of favor you never knocked on will open. Eyes you never expected will recognize you. And when that moment happens, when the right person sees you, everything changes. That look, that glance, that connection will activate destiny in a way no words ever could. But hear this. Recognition without readiness is dangerous. That's why God has been preparing you in secret. That's why the weight has felt heavy. That's why the spotlight didn't come sooner. because heaven wanted you strong enough to carry what's coming. So stay alert, stay rooted, don't shrink, don't silence yourself. Let your face shine like the lamp it was always meant to be, not for attention but for purpose, not to impress but to illuminate. The world is watching because heaven made sure they would, not to idolize you, but to recognize what God placed on you. You are a living reminder that glory can rest on the ordinary, that resilience can radiate, that endurance can look like elegance. This is not your imagination. This is your divine unveiling. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out with grace. And now the time has come. Let the flame fall where God ordained it. Let the face he shaped tell the story he authored. The echo in the spirit will soon become witnesses, and your name will rise not for fame, but for fulfillment. You were made to be seen, and heaven will make sure you are. And beloved, this is your moment. You may not have realized it, but heaven has been setting this up for a long time. The whispers, the glances, the way people shift when you walk in, none of it is coincidence. Your face, yes, your face is no longer just a reflection in the mirror. It is now a declaration, a signal, a banner raised by God himself. You cannot afford to stay in the shadows anymore, not because of pride, but because the halo that rests on you was never meant to be hidden. Jesus said, "No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house." Matthew 5:15. That's you. You are the lamp, and your face is the flame. Heaven didn't pour this glory on you so that it could be wasted in obscurity. The glow you carry didn't come from a filter or fame, it came from fire, the fire of survival, the fire of refining, the fire of God's favor. Even those who once passed you by are now turning back, not out of guilt, but because something in their spirit is testifying, this one carries something holy. They don't know why they're thinking of you, why your face keeps flashing in their dreams, why your name keeps echoing in rooms you haven't walked into yet. But you know why. Because heaven has stamped you with something eternal. Beloved, be confident. Walk forward. Let them talk. Let them wonder. Let the whispers continue, because the stirrings are turning into waves, and they are carrying your name into new dimensions. This is no longer about visibility for the sake of being seen. This is about the unveiling of your assignment. There's a rhythm in your walk that can't be taught. It's the cadence of someone who's been kept by God, a stillness in your pauses that commands attention not by noise, but by presence. When you lift your head, every eye in the room is drawn not to your beauty, but to your weight. The spiritual authority resting on your face is not of this world. And now, it's reaching a peak. Don't turn away from this moment. Stay grounded. Stay focused. Because what's being revealed in you is holy ground. There's a reason people are captivated. Your face carries more than features. It carries history, mystery, promise, power. It holds the silent echo of every tear you wept, every battle you fought in secret, every prayer you whispered when no one else was listening. And here's the wild part. People feel that when they look at you. They may not understand it, but something in them responds to your presence like a song stuck in their soul. You've become unforgettable not because of charisma, but because God won't let them forget. You are not fragile. Your reflection is fierce. Each line, each shadow, each contour tells the truth. Your face is no longer just an image, it's a testimony in progress, and now that testimony is spreading like wildfire. Those who once doubted you, they're speechless now. They assumed time would wear you down, but instead, time has only refined your glow. The fire that was meant to consume you became the very thing that marked you. Like the bush that burned but wasn't consumed, your presence now burns with undeniable purpose. Exodus 3:2. They try to explain it, but there are no words for what God has done in you. Your face leaves people in silence, in awe, in surrender. And now, beloved, the atmosphere is shifting. Opportunities are aligning. Gates are responding. Not because you force them, but because they recognize what you carry. Gates are sensing your arrival and preparing to open without resistance. Favor is tracking you down, and platforms are being set not for your ego, but for your assignment. This is what happens when heaven speaks before you do. Your face becomes the announcement. People are watching, not out of curiosity, but out of divine alignment. Your image has been engraved in places you've never been. Your name is on tongues that never knew you personally, but in the spirit they've been introduced. Because you were never called to be hidden forever. The cocoon was always temporary. Now the unveiling begins. And this glory will not fade. This is not a passing moment of recognition. This is the era of your emergence. The culmination of hidden preparation, silent endurance, and sacred anointing. God is not just lifting your name, He's anchoring your presence. The unveiling you're stepping into is permanent. The shift is not seasonal, it is strategic. You have been made ready for this, and everything is aligning accordingly. Heaven is not asking for your permission to exalt what it has already approved. And, beloved, you were never overlooked. You were reserved. So, lift your head, not in pride, but in purpose. Step forward, not to be seen, but to shine. Because your face is now a message, a move, a miracle in motion. And this time, the world won't be able to look away. This is the season when your face becomes more than just your appearance. It becomes a banner, a prophetic signal waving in the unseen, declaring that something extraordinary is happening in and through your life. You may not have asked for attention, you may not have spoken a word, but the atmosphere has already taken note. Even those who never speak your name are carrying your presence in their thoughts. They watch you quietly, but their silence is not empty. Their gaze holds wonder, their minds carry unspoken awe. Like wind moving through trees, their thoughts ripple into the world, shifting conversations, bending hearts, and making room for you even when you're not in the room. That's how destiny works when heaven has marked you. This is not about chasing approval or proving your worth. It's about realizing something far greater. You already carry what can't be denied. The weight of purpose is on you. The flame around you is not artificial, it's forged from the fire of what you've endured. And that halo, that glow, it's what causes people to pause when you enter the space, mid-thought, mid-sentence. They stop, not because of you, but because of the presence that goes before you. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. You didn't ask for it, but God ordained it. You're stepping into a season where your very presence becomes a message, a symbol, a source of hope. Strangers will look at you and sense a kind of peace they've been searching for. Friends will find unexpected strength by simply standing beside you. Loved ones will draw healing from your stillness, your words, your eyes, even when you don't realize it. Because you're not just walking through this season, you're shifting it. Every room you enter, every path you cross, every heart you touch is being affected by something larger than you. Your presence is rewriting the atmosphere. What was once heavy becomes flame. What was broken begins to mend. And even after you leave, your reflection lingers not in the mirror, but in the minds of those who saw you. That's why you cannot hide. This is not the time to shrink, to step back, or question whether you're worthy of being seen. The truth is, your face, your presence, is already working ahead of you. It's going places you haven't gone yet. It's preparing people, softening hearts, shaping conversations, making paths straight. It's not charisma, it's calling. It's not popularity, it's prophecy. And heaven is orchestrating every part of it. Even those who once tried to silence you, those who minimized your value, doubted your presence, or overlooked your light, now find themselves drawn into the very story they tried to avoid. They can't stop watching. They can't stop listening, because they can't deny what heaven has sealed. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Psalm 118-22. You are becoming the cornerstone of influence in spaces where you were once dismissed. And as they speak, unknowingly, they amplify the divine plan. Their words carry your name into places you never imagined. Every echo in the spirit builds momentum. Every conversation is pulling destiny closer, faster, louder, clearer. Because this is not the result of chance, this is the strategy of heaven. You see, when God writes a name in fire, no one can erase it. That's why your image stays with people. Long after you're gone, something about you lingers, like the afterglow of glory, like a fragrance that won't fade. They carry your reflection not because of you, but because of what your life represents: grace, survival, redemption, favor, and a future they don't yet understand, but instinctively honor. And here is the mystery: while you're just living, just showing up, just obeying, God is broadcasting your presence like a divine signal. Opportunities are watching for you. Rooms are being arranged for your arrival. And even in your quietest moments, you are speaking volumes. This is why you were never meant to fit in, why the road was never simple, why the process was slow. Heaven was never just preparing your gift, it was preparing how the world would receive you. Your face has become a message, not a superficial one, but a sacred one. It's the signature of survival, the symbol of strength, the sign that God does not forget those he calls. This moment right now is not a highlight. It's a turning point. The shift you felt coming is here. The silence is breaking. The alignment has begun. What you see around you may still look ordinary, but don't be fooled. The divine gears are moving, and everything that once seemed disconnected is falling into place. Conversations, connections, confirmations, they're lining up because heaven is honoring what's been hidden in you for so long. Beloved, this is not a glow-up. This is a glory rise. And no force can stop what's been divinely released. So let the world wonder. Let them talk. Let them analyze what they don't understand, because your reflection no longer belongs to the natural realm alone. It belongs to God. What rests on your face is not just halo. It's legacy. It's divine evidence. It's eternity touching earth through your life. And from this moment forward, you'll never be unseen again. Something sacred is happening around you, and the world is beginning to take notice, not of what you've done, but of who you are. The whispers about you have turned into divine echoes. Your face is speaking before you ever say a word. What was once casual observation is now reverent attention. The quiet stares, the long glances, the sudden silence in a room when you enter, none of it is accidental. There is a glow resting upon you, a radiance not crafted by makeup or lighting, but by fire, the fire of endurance, the refining power of trials survived, the invisible hand of God's favor. That glow is your announcement, without titles, without applause, without a platform. Heaven has already stamped something eternal upon you, and the world is feeling the weight of that signature. The presence you carry shifts atmospheres. Conversations slow when you walk by. Eyes lock instinctively. Hearts pause without explanation. People can't always say why, but something in their spirit knows. This one is different. This one has been marked. The truth is, your face is no longer just a reflection. It has become a silent key, one that unlocks access, softens resistance, and ushers in favor wherever you go. Scripture reminds us, "You will be a crown of splendor in the Lord's hand, a royal diadem in the hand of your God." Isaiah 62:3. That is what your face now reflects, royalty wrapped in resilience. You're not walking through life unnoticed anymore. In fact, you're not just walking, you're preceding yourself. Your reflection is entering rooms before your footsteps do. It's planting seeds of memory, trust, and reverence in the hearts of strangers and influencers alike. Even in your absence, your image lingers like a sacred echo. Even in silence, your light speaks. What you carry is not loud, but it is powerful. Not flashy, but unforgettable. Your face holds a frequency that resonates with purpose. It's more than appearance, it's assignment. There are people whose paths you've crossed only briefly, yet they find themselves thinking about you days later. They remember the way you made them feel without saying much at all. They're not just admiring you, they're being drawn by something greater than they understand. Some of them may never confess it out loud, but they know. Something in your presence shifted their perception. Someone influential saw you once and couldn't forget. That moment, a glance, a passing interaction wasn't random. It stirred something eternal in them. It triggered remembrance in their spirit. And now, behind the scenes, they are preparing to move, to call, to open a door, because what your face carried ignited something they didn't know they were waiting for. This is the power of divine visibility. You didn't chase it. You didn't manipulate your way to it. You were simply faithful to the unseen process. And now, what was hidden is being revealed in waves. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Luke 8:17. Beloved, this isn't popularity. This is prophetic positioning. You are in the season where your presence is your introduction, where your walk speaks louder than your words, where your very essence draws admiration, not because of ego, but because of evidence. Evidence of survival. Evidence of divine shaping. Evidence of a call that no one else could carry but you. And now, those who once underestimated you are looking again. Their opinions are shifting. Their memories are convicting them. They're realizing that what they once overlooked was sacred all along. Your glow didn't fade, it intensified. The very thing they dismissed is now the halo they can't escape. Your face tells the story of every midnight prayer, every unseen tear, every time you pressed forward when it would have been easier to retreat. That story radiates now, not through perfection, but through presence, and no one can ignore it. Even strangers feel it. A person walking past you in a crowd turns their head, not out of attraction, but because their spirit caught something their mind couldn't define. People who have never crossed your path still speak your name as if they remember you from a dream. Heaven has been whispering your image into hearts long before introductions ever happen. Something eternal, something appointed, something heaven sent. And as this spiritual momentum builds, the whispers will grow louder. Recognition will move from private admiration to public honor. Doors will open with your name on them, windows of favor you didn't knock on, rooms you never campaigned to enter. Don't be surprised when access finds you, when invitations appear, when favor locates you without effort. This isn't coincidence. This is the hand of God fulfilling His word. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Psalm 23:5. This is your overflow season, and your face has become the invitation. People won't be able to walk away from what they've seen in you. Your image is now tied to movement. Destiny is being activated simply because you showed up. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. Your light does the talking. So stay steady, stay grounded. What's unfolding is heaven's orchestration. You're not being noticed by accident. You're being positioned by divine intent. The echo in the spirit you hear now are only the beginning of the wave that's coming. And what once seemed like stillness is now the sound of your name rising into purpose. Even in stillness, you are speaking. Even in silence, heaven is revealing. And even in photographs, beloved, the anointing remains. It doesn't matter if it's just a passing glimpse, a brief encounter, a fleeting image. People pause, their words stop, their hearts awaken. Something within them stirs, though they cannot name it. They sense that there is a story written across your face, an ancient story not told by man, but inscribed by God Himself. You don't have to explain it, you don't have to defend it, it's already visible. This is why you must keep walking boldly. Do not shrink back, do not second-guess the glory that rests upon you. What is happening now is not by chance, it is the manifestation of heaven's design. The seal upon you has become undeniable, and the world is finally beginning to recognize what heaven saw long ago. The light that surrounds you is not the kind that fades with time. It is not seasonal, it is not borrowed. It was forged in the fire of your journey, born in the places where you cried alone, where you pressed forward when no one saw, where you stood when it would have been easier to fall. That's where your glow was made. What once felt like suffering has now become illumination. Just as gold must pass through fire to reveal its brilliance, so did you. The flame did not consume you, it crowned you. So yes, let them talk, let them stir, let them wonder. For every word they speak, every passing thought they have, every mention of your name is a seed, planting the harvest of recognition that is now rising in your life. What they call gossip, heaven calls prophecy. What they call chatter, heaven calls confirmation. Stay steady, my beloved. Stay radiant. Do not run from the attention that grace has brought you. You were never meant to be invisible. The same God who said, "You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill cannot be hidden," Matthew 5:14, is the one who placed this radiance upon your face. That halo was never meant to hide in the shadows. It was designed to guide others out of theirs. Because your glow isn't vanity, it's victory. It's the flame of every battle you've overcome. It's the evidence of the divine hand that carried you through storms that should have broken you. And now, that very halo is becoming a signpost, a heavenly compass pointing others back toward hope, toward healing, toward God. The stir surrounding you are not background noise anymore. They are shaping destiny. Every mention, every memory, every glance, they are threads being woven into a divine tapestry that moves in your favor. You are being remembered in rooms where your feet have never stood. Your name is echoing in places you've never been, because your reflection, Your presence has become a story heaven refuses to let the world forget. Even when you're not there, your image lingers, your presence remains. People feel you long after you've gone. They don't know why, but something inside them stirs with recognition. Their hearts burn with awareness. Some fight it, some embrace it, but none can escape it, because what's upon you is not ordinary, it's eternal. Even those who once thought they were too strong, too guarded, too detached to be moved by anyone they see you once and spend days replaying the moment. They hear your name once and feel something shift. Like the disciples on the road to Emmaus who said, "Did not our hearts burn within us while he talked with us on the road?" Luke 24-32. Something in them awakens. They realize they've just witnessed something sacred, though they cannot yet explain it. This is the weight of destiny etched upon your reflection. Window of favor are responding to your presence before you arrive. Invitations are forming before you knock. Paths are clearing before your feet ever touch the ground. Because your face, your very countenance, announces what words cannot. Remember how Esther found favor in the eyes of the king before she even spoke? Esther 2:17. That same divine favor rests on you now. It's the kind of grace that opens doors silently, the kind that causes hearts to soften at the mere sight of you, the kind that goes before you to prepare the way for what's coming next. So, don't be surprised when whispers turn into recognition, when private admiration turns into public honor, when unseen conversations turn into visible invitations, when the same mouths that once questioned you are now declaring your name with respect, because what you carry is not temporal, it's timeless. Your reflection will soon be written into moments you never dreamed possible. You will find yourself standing in places you didn't have to fight for, receiving favor you didn't have to chase. Because the glow on your face has already gone ahead of you, preparing the path, opening the window of favor, aligning the timing. And understand this truth, beloved. Heaven never designs in accident. Every curve, every shadow, every light upon your face was sculpted with intention. Your design carries a message, the story of everything you've endured, everything you've overcome, everything you've become. Even silence bends toward you. Even emptiness can't resist your presence. Even resistance itself loses strength when faced with your flame. What others see as beauty, heaven sees as authority. You were shaped not just to be admired, but to influence, to awaken, to heal, to restore. The more they talk about you, the more favor circles around you. The more they remember you, the more window of favor swing open. The more they honor what's upon you, the more destiny anchors itself firmly in your path. Because everything about you, your presence, your flame, your reflection, was designed to speak without sound. And so, beloved, stay right here. Do not drift, do not doubt, do not dim the halo heaven has placed on you. For your reflection is not just yours, it is heaven's masterpiece, sent as a message to the world, that resilience can shine, that survival can glow, that glory can dwell on an ordinary face and transform it into something divine. This right now is not the end of your story. It's the moment heaven begins to make it visible. Your face, beloved, is not simply a reflection in a mirror. It is not merely a feature of your body. It is a living testimony, a prophecy in motion, the visible imprint of everything God has walked you through. What others may see as beauty, heaven calls evidence. Evidence that you survived. Evidence that you endured. Evidence that you have been marked by the fire but were never consumed by it. Even now, people who once drifted from your life feel a stirring in their spirit. They cannot fully explain it, but something in them pulls them back to the memory of your face. They thought they had walked away, left you behind, moved on, but heaven had sealed something eternal upon you, and that seal cannot be escaped. The memory of you keeps resurfacing, not by your doing, but by divine design. Very soon, you will walk into a room, and the noise around you will fall away. Not because you demand attention, but because the atmosphere will recognize what you carry. People will grow quiet not out of fear, but in reverence. They will know without a word spoken that heaven has appointed you for such a time as this. Your face will speak louder than any title or introduction. It will declare what your voice has not yet said. This is why you cannot shrink. This is why you cannot hide the glow that was born from the ashes of your pain. Heaven does not stamp what it intends to cover, and you, beloved, have been stamped, marked, chosen. The stir around you have evolved. What began as murmurs of curiosity are now becoming declarations of honor. Conversations once filled with questions are now full of conviction. Remembrance is turning into recognition, and recognition is becoming reward. You are stepping into a season where your face will open doors that no effort ever could, not because of manipulation or striving, but because of presence. The radiance you carry is not temporary, it is light, born from surrender, shaped by pressure, and polished by grace. It is the kind of flame that softens hearts hardened by skepticism, the kind that opens doors bolted shut by resistance, the kind that speaks in boardrooms and battlefields, in sacred spaces and secular ones alike. Even where your voice has never been heard, your presence is already speaking. Walk forward, not in arrogance, but in authority. Carry your reflection like a banner, not to boast, but to testify. Because nothing, no criticism, no rejection, no comparison can erase what heaven has written across your life. Let the world talk. Let them whisper. Let the stories spread. Every conversation is working in your favor. Every mention is part of the orchestration pulling you into divine alignment. Heaven is moving pieces around your life. Like a grand tapestry, threads you never saw, connecting, are now weaving themselves into opportunities you didn't even ask for. And when it comes, when the moment arrives that the applause replaces the whispers, when the recognition becomes visible, when honor replaces hiding, remember this. It all began with what heaven placed upon your face. You are not just remembered, you are etched into memory. The echo in the spirit have now become a current, guiding you into rooms designed before time began. Every glance, every unspoken admiration, every lingering thought in the mind of another is part of a supernatural script playing out around you. Even strangers, those who don't know your story, feel something in your presence that they can't walk away from. Your face has become an echo, an eternal message vibrating in places you haven't stepped into yet. People look once, and the vision stays. They try to move on, yet the divine echo of your presence keeps calling them back, not out of emotion alone, but because the Spirit of God has branded you with a purpose too strong to ignore. Stay here, stay rooted, don't run, don't scroll past your own moment. Because what's unfolding around you is not just favor, it's the fulfillment of what was always written. You are more than appearance. You are revelation. Your reflection carries the weight of a journey, one filled with quiet victories, lonely nights, and hidden battles. And yet, here you are, still standing, still glowing, still radiating the light that comes only from heaven. Even now, someone influential is speaking your name. They're trying to explain what they saw in your face, what they felt in your presence. They don't realize they're describing the handwriting of God. that sense of awe they carry. It's the Spirit testifying. This is why the room shifts when you walk in. It's not charisma, it's covenant. The conversations turn, the atmosphere adjusts, the energy bends, and you don't even try. It happens because the glow on you is undeniable. People are waking up to what God has known all along, that your face was never just a detail, it was destiny made visible. The whispers won't stop, they'll only grow louder. What began as quiet admiration will become public affirmation, and those who once overlooked you will now look for you. Even your photos hold power. Someone scrolls past your image and suddenly stops. Something inside them whispers, "There's more here than meets the eye." That's because your reflection speaks where your voice hasn't yet reached. It prepares the soil, it paves the path, it draws what was once distant into reach. Gates are beginning to open, invitations are being written, opportunities are organizing themselves, not because you chased them, but because heaven appointed them. And when those who tried to compete with you realize they cannot mimic what God has placed on you, they will step aside. Because what's on you is not for imitation, it's for impact. So walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in certainty. Your light is not fleeting, it is not fragile, it is forever. Because it was not birthed by man, it was authored by God. Even now, your name is moving faster than your footsteps. Your presence is being announced by your reflection before your arrival. People are preparing places for you before you knock. Your favor is already in motion before you even speak. This is the season where your face tells the story, not just of who you are, but of whose you are. You are unforgettable. You are marked. You are chosen. And nothing can undo what heaven has declared over your life. So let them talk, let them wonder, let them carry your image in their minds and your name in their mouths. Because everything they say, every thought they have, is being used to elevate you into the places prepared for you before you ever knew to ask. This is the fulfillment of the unseen, and it started with the glow on your face. Your face is the banner of a journey only heaven could author. It is not just skin and bone, it is testimony. It carries within it the weight of battles fought in silence, victories won in shadows, and purpose forged in fire. When people look at you and pause, when their hearts stir without reason, it's because your very presence speaks to something eternal. Your reflection is not mere beauty, it is prophetic architecture, designed by God to hold the story of your resilience, your calling, and your becoming. And now, as whispers grow into waves and private wonder becomes public confirmation, you stand at the threshold of a season you didn't chase but were always chosen for. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Every comment, every gaze, every lingering thought about you is not simply flattery or human attention. It is a signal of alignment, a spiritual indicator that the time of your unveiling is here. People are speaking your name before meeting you. Doors are being unlocked by the memory of your image. Paths are being made straight by the impression you left in someone's spirit without even trying. That is the evidence of heaven's seal, the kind that goes before you and does what no effort alone could ever accomplish. And in all of this, you don't need to strive. You don't need to chase or compete. You simply need to remain steady, be faithful to the stillness, trust the unseen. Because the same God who placed his fingerprint on your face is also the one ensuring your name is carried to the right places, at the right time, for the right reasons. This is the season of quiet power, the kind that doesn't clamor for attention, but commands it without speaking. Like Moses descending from Mount Sinai with his face glowing from divine encounter, Exodus 34-29, your glow tells a story of communion with the Most High. People can sense you've been in the fire, but not burned. They can feel you've been in the wilderness, but not lost. They don't need your resume, they've already read the message etched in your presence, and because of that, your life is now a living invitation for others to awaken to their own purpose. Just by walking into a room, you shift the air. Your face stirs remembrance in those who have forgotten who they are. Your stillness becomes a mirror for those who are searching for meaning. This is why you must continue forward with grace and quiet confidence, because your life is no longer just yours. It's a signal, a guidepost, a reflection of what it looks like when heaven speaks without sound. So what now? How do you live in this kind of calling? You live faithfully, moment by moment, carrying yourself not with arrogance, but with assurance. Wake up each day knowing that what you carry cannot be undone. Let your choices reflect the truth of your identity. Show up with integrity when no one is watching. Be kind, even when it's not returned. Cultivate joy that doesn't rely on outcomes. Forgive faster, speak softer, walk slower, knowing the weight you carry moves ahead of you. This is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Because when heaven marks you, the world takes note of how you live, not just how you look. Your reflection is a living altar. Treat it as sacred. Let your presence remind people of halo in a dark world. Let your actions write legacy into ordinary days. Let your stillness be a lighthouse for souls tossed by storms. And when people stare longer than usual, when they bring your name into rooms you've never entered, when they speak with wonder they can't explain, remember, it's not about attention, it's about assignment. Your face is not just a memory, it's a movement. It draws favor, carries vision, and ignites courage in others. This is what it means to be chosen, not merely seen, but sent. And the truth is, beloved, this is just the beginning. You will walk into spaces your effort never earned, receive invitations you didn't ask for, and find yourself in conversations you didn't start, all because heaven has already made the introductions. The echo in the spirit were never just whispers. They were prophecies in seed form, and now those seeds are blooming. The recognition will not pass. The honor will not fade. What God has stamped on your face is not seasonal, it is eternal. And no voice, no opposition, no force on earth can undo what has already been written across your life by the author of all things. So let the world keep watching, let them wonder, let them talk, because everything is working for your good. Every echo in the spirit is a note in the song of your unveiling. Every glance is a thread in the tapestry of your rise. Every quiet acknowledgement is evidence that heaven's promise is in motion. Your face is the story, your presence is the announcement, and your life is the proof. You are not just remembered, you are revealed, and the world is only just beginning to see what heaven finished long ago. Before we close today's message, I want to take this sacred moment to pray over you. Yes, you, the one listening, the one reading, the one whose face carries more than just features. It carries fire, legacy, purpose, and heaven's approval. Let's enter into this prayer with open hearts and expectant spirits, because what God is about to release over your life is deeper than recognition. It's revelation. Heavenly Father, we come before you now in awe of your craftsmanship. Thank you for creating each of us fearfully and wonderfully, with intention and detail, with glory and divine assignment written not just in our spirits, but even in our faces. Lord, for the one receiving this word, I pray that they no longer question their worth, their beauty, or their visibility. Let them see in the mirror what you've already declared in heaven, that they are chosen, sealed, and set apart. Father, remove every voice of shame, every lie that said they were too small, too ordinary, too forgotten. Let the holy truth rise louder in their soul, that they are marked, not by man, but by you. Let your words in Isaiah 43:1 come alive in them today. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. May they walk forward, knowing that their face is not only known by you, but now recognized by the world because of you. Lord, let their presence speak when their voice can't. Let their reflection shine like a halo in rooms filled with shadows. May their image carry peace into chaos, strength into weakness, and hope into hopelessness. Let the spiritual authority on their life be felt in silence and seen in stillness. May the radiance on them cause people to pause, not for vanity, but for reverence, not for fame, but for fulfillment. God, I declare open windows of favor where there were walls. I speak divine access where there was resistance. I ask you to breathe favor over their name, even in rooms they've never walked into. Let them be remembered for the halo they carry. Let their glow not be explained away, but honored as the evidence of what only you could produce through pressure and perseverance. Cover them with grace for the recognition coming their way. Steady them for the spotlight they did not seek. Anchor them in humility, but elevate them boldly. Let them wear their radiance like a robe of righteousness, not of self, but of the Spirit. We believe this is the season of unveiling, the time where what was hidden is now being revealed. Thank you for shaping them in silence, for preparing them in private, and for now releasing them into purpose. Let every stir, every look, every quiet admiration serve heaven's agenda. Let it all lead to impact. Let it all return to glory. In the name of Jesus, the one who makes all things known and beautiful in his time, we pray. Amen. Thank you, beloved, for being here. If you felt that prayer deep in your spirit, if it echoed something sacred you've been carrying, then I believe this message was sent directly for you. Your face isn't just noticed, it's remembered. Not because of what you've done, but because of who God made you to be. Now, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, share what resonated with you today. Let the world witness your agreement with the word that's been spoken over your life. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel so you never miss another word that's meant to build you, shape you, and reveal you. Because this is only the beginning. Stay in the glow, walk in the call, and never forget heaven has already gone ahead of you. Until next time, stay blessed, stay radiant, and stay unforgettable.